the rights word with Tarrell. Tax is a levy imposed by government to raise revenue for public financing. Citizens, corporate bodies, non-corporate bodies, and cooperatives are all required to pay various types of taxes for this purpose. Today, I will be discussing certain basic concepts about the Nigerian tax laws. There are different types of taxes and they are all enabled by acts in Nigeria. I will be discussing just a few because I want this session to be very short as usual. Now, Nigerian taxation system reflects a three-layer system of the federal, state, and local levels. The Federal Inland Revenue Service is the federal agency of the government responsible for tax matters, while the State Board of Internal Revenue is responsible for tax collection in their respective states. First, we will be discussing the personal income tax that is provided under the Personal Income Tax Act 2011 as amended. The rate for personal income tax is between 7 to 24% depending on the annual earning capacity. Now, this is imposed on all individuals earning income in Nigeria. The source of the income could be derived from investments, employment, partnership, vocation, or even trust. Such individuals are expected to make income declaration once in a year, and this must be done within 90 days from the beginning of the year. Now, we have what is known as PAYE, pay as you earn, which is a common mechanism of personal income tax that requires employers to deduct taxes from employees' remuneration on a monthly basis. And now the employers are also required to make returns to the tax office before the end of January of every year. We also have what is known as value-added tax, which is basically a levy imposed for consumption of goods and services. The law governing VAT in Nigeria is the Value-Added Tax Act. Now, the VAT rate is 5% in Nigeria, and this is comparatively low because other jurisdictions charges as high as 10 to 30%. The Federal Inland Revenue Service is in control of the administration of VAT, and the proceeds are usually shared between the state, federal, and local government. There is also a VAT exempt list, and the popular ones are medical services, baby items, and agricultural products. Educational materials are also part of the exemption list, but I don't think it is that recognized. Because now I recall last year when I tried to print flyers on sex education as part of a teenage pregnancy awareness program by an NGO I'm a member of. Now, the vendors emailed an invoice which included value-added tax, and for a moment I was really confused because I construed the flyers as an educational material and ordinarily should be exempted from such levies. Secondly, I had a misconception that non-governmental organizations in Nigeria were exempted from tax obligations, but this is not entirely true because according to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, while NGOs are recognized as non-profit organizations, in the event when they engage in business activities that create profits, they are expected to pay tax just like any other profit-driven organization. Now, so basically, NGOs are required to register and obtain taxpayer identification number. Also, they are required to pay value-added tax on goods and services consumed. Non-governmental organizations are nonetheless entitled to refund if the goods and services is exclusively for humanitarian purpose. The next is capital gain tax, which is a levy imposed for disposal of an asset such as property, and this is provided under the Capital Gains Tax Act. The rate of capital gain tax is 10%. In the computation of capital gain tax, the cost of acquisition and other allowable incomes such as fees or remuneration paid to professionals and costs incidental to the disposal of the assets are deducted. There is also an exemption for trade unions, cooperatives, and charities. This exemption is with the caution that the gain is not derived from disposal of asset acquired in connection with any trade or business carried on by the institution. So always bear in mind that it pays to pay your tax, so go pay your tax and smile when you go pay your tax. Thank you for being here, and make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when next I upload a video.